Hello everyone, this is Vicki Verley. Thank you so much for joining me for your monthly Tarotscopes. These monthly mini readings offer a glimpse into what it's really like to have a personal consultation with me. A private reading is much more personal and in-depth. I psychically tune into your energy and get visions and impressions that are specific only to you. If you would like to order a personal reading from me, or check out some of the other products and services that I offer, you can do so by checking out the link below. And now, without further ado, on to the reading. Taurus. Hello Taurus. Welcome to your January 2014 Tarotscope and Animal Totem card. Okay, what is in store for Taurus in January of 2015? Knight of Rods. Okay, here's a few more that want to come out. I'm going to get the cards laid out and then we'll talk about it. I don't want to be talking too much while shuffling. Get a couple more. Boy, you're getting some people. Got lots of court cards showing up here. Lots and lots of court cards. Excuse me. Yeah, so we got court cards. They're all showing as male in this spread, but if you watch these videos, that I don't always assign. I feel like they're just people. In a general reading like this, I don't know that they'd be male or female, I would say. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, almost what, half or whatever. A lot of the cards are people here. Let's start with the top row. It's time to let go of the struggle. That's the big message of these top row cards up here. This is talking about we've been in struggle, we've been in conflict, we've been fighting the good fight, and it's wearing on us. And death is not anybody dying. Death is always something. What do we need to release? And I always look at what is behind death, because that's what's being released or needs to be released if in reverse like this. And what do we need to release? That we got to give it up. Give up that fight. If something, whatever you've been fighting or struggling, it's like the fish swimming against the stream. Trying to swim against the stream, and it's just going to create more and more struggle. And it looks like it's coming to an end for you, one way or another here. It's time. It's past time, or maybe it already has happened, because this is some good stuff here. You've got the Chariot. The Chariot is the highest success card in the entire deck. It's rising above. It's success and victory. It's the phoenix rising from the ashes, which could totally be this. It's taking the high road. It's, shooting for the stars. It's all these types of things. So it's definitely a card of moving ahead, moving forward, rising up, having success, triumph and victory. Sometimes Chariot can actually have to do with like a real thing, like a vehicle. Because in the modern day, of course, our chariot is our chariots are our cars for the most part, right? So maybe your old car is just a piece of junk and you're tired of fighting to keep it alive. It's just like, it's time to let that old car go and get a new one. I mean, that might be it. But usually, because these are some big cards here. These are major arcana. This is Death is a major arcana. And Chariot, also a major arcana. So sometimes when these big cards shows up, it's something a little more profound or major than just, your car. But for some of you, it could be car stuff. I think also Mercury's going retrograde. If you are thinking about a car, isn't it? Yeah. 22nd. So if you are thinking about a car before the 22nd, you would want to. And Mercury's actually in your sign of Aquarius. Oh, this isn't Aquarius. This is Taurus. Sorry. I'm skipping around here to try to keep it a little fresh. I'm not doing the readings in the order. Usually I start at the beginning or I start at the end and work my way back. I'm kind of jumping around. So sorry that I thought you were Aquarius. But yeah, Mercury goes retrograde on that 22nd. So that is when you don't want to buy a car. You want to wait till... Do it before then, if possible. Okay. Knight of Rods is here in an upright position. So this is a fire sign person who is, a positive effect on you in some way. The knight is, usually a young person who's, a knight of rods would be somebody who's excited about life, who's a go-getter, he's ready to move forward. And I'm saying he, of course, I think it can be a female in many cases. The thing that gets me about him is notice that how he looks in this direction away from this. This could be, if you live in a very depressed area, like if you've been trying to fight to stay, and this is somebody you knew and they got out a long time ago. They're already doing it. Excuse me, I have to get a drink. Excuse me. Because it kind of feels like they went ahead. Or maybe they moved to another city and then you're just like, well, I had to tie up my loose ends and I'm coming too. Or they moved to another job at a different company, they're telling you about it, and now you're going to go too. Excuse me. It feels like they have already done this, or they're in front of you, but not in a bad way. It's not a competition. It's like, hey, I started at this new company and you wouldn't believe I love it, or I moved to this new city and you wouldn't believe I love it. They're already doing it, and they're inviting. I feel like they're inviting you or helping you, or even if it's just somebody that isn't even inviting you, but it's just like a belief barrier for you. Like, wow, they did it. If they did it, I can do it. Something like that. But I'm feeling real positive energy, but I don't see like them being, they're not even looking at this stuff. They're just off in their own direction over here. So they're going in a direction, and I think it's a direction that you could follow in or be inspired by, possibly. Okay, moving down to this next row. There is this element, and it's funny I mentioned Aquarius, and there's an air sign in reverse here. I've still got a little bit of frog in my throat, I'm sorry. I feel like I want to still cough a little. But anyways, Knight and King in reverse. Next to Star in reverse. Knight and King in the same spread in close proximity is usually the same person over a span of time. So in reverse and in reverse. So if it's this way, like you knew the Knight first and then you knew the King, they're not going to change. They haven't changed. They haven't grown. They're not going on this path with you. And I feel like there's an element of discouraging you to go too, wanting you to stay behind with them in their space. And it doesn't have to be like a physical space. It can just be in their, stay in their mentality or their belief system. And then you want to go this way. You're excited. This is exciting. The other thing is sometimes when the King shows first and then the Knight, it can be like the father and the son. Or it could be the mother and the daughter, I guess, or the parent and the child. Let's just say that, the parent and the child. And sometimes these are negative traits. The sins of the father, that saying comes to mind, or something like that. So some of you, this could be like your ex-husband, and then your son starting to act just like your ex-husband or your daughter, or something like that, or some negative trait, and then there's this younger person who has that same negative trait. Or maybe, if this is talking about job stuff over here, this is the boss, and then the son takes over the company, and he's just as much a jerk as this guy was, or whatever. But I'm feeling like you don't need to spend as much time as you don't really have to put up with this. Star in reverse always says, this is not for you. This is not your destined or your lot in life to put up with whatever. Anytime Star's in reverse, it talks about being on the wrong path. And notice that Star in reverse is near the sky in reverse. It's near the struggle and this conflict. And it's also down here by this 5 of Swords in reverse. And 4 of Swords in reverse. This is about, again, moving on. This is saying this is not going to be resolved, whatever. You're never going to win this person over to your way of thinking, and there's no point in it. Or this could even be your parent. And this could be your brother. Like, he got out early. He said, see ya. And, like, you feel like, well, I have to stay and deal with the family. No. You don't. You could take the road that this guy took. Or girl. Whoever. And if that's the case, there are other people around, too. Like if that's the case of this is, your sick father or somebody, he's got brothers or other people that are around him. He's not going to be alone if you're free to, you're definitely free. Judgment. You did your time. You paid your debt. free to move on. Judgment, I always look at what Judgment points at, pointing right up at that Chariot, that great success card, that time to fly. It's time to fly, Taurus. Time to be who you really are and live your life and do what you want to do. The majority of the people are very positive. And I want to say, I feel like this person's an inspiration regardless. Whether you really know them or it's just somebody that, you know, some success inspiring story that you heard or whatever, they're an inspiration to you. And follow their lead. You can do that too. If they could do it, and I'm really wanting to say a lot of you might just be moving across the country. I keep vibing on that. Because this doesn't just look like he's going off on a journey somewhere away, you know, like far away, or to another country, or, you know, something, like it could be something like that. But it's symbolic of a change, not necessarily, again, a physical change. All right, now let's look at these two guys who are also in the upright position, and he totally lines up with the success. You got the Chariot and Three of Rods, also a major success card. And this is sort of pointing at that too. And then lines up with the King of Cups. He's very much in the upright position. He's lining up with a lot of good cards. Possibly water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. The King of Cups is creative, spiritual. He's a grown-up. But it could be a woman too, I'm going to say, in these spreads. But he's a grown-up. He's not. He's a grown man. And if this is a relationship, you know, this is the old relationship, this could be the new relationship. You notice that it's the boy and the man. So it could be a lot of things. Like this could be your ex, and this guy's more emotionally mature. This guy played baby games, right? I say guy, could be guy, girl. Your kid's getting really hard to handle. You know, getting into that age where they're really hard to handle, and you're trying to date, and you can't meet anybody. But this guy will, you know, he's not going to be ruffled by him. He's not like him. Number one, they're not alike. He's different. But he also, he's not bothered by him. You know, he's not going to get pulled into any kind of crap with this one. So if it's a kid, you know, he'll be a good calming, soothing effect on the kid if that's the case. They may not have any interaction, although they show up together. So I feel the fact that they show up together could also just be that they were equally close to you, since this is your reading, right? Doesn't mean that they necessarily know each other. Although I want to say I think these two definitely know each other. This feels like a partnership, a marriage, a partnership, a business partnership, and it's a good one. It's mutually respectful. And this Knight's here and this King is here. So that could even be the same guy, or a similar type of guy, or similar type of person or situation. And if this is, like, say this is somebody you know, and this is him, he got out early. He went off and did his thing. And now you can do the same, or he can pull you in. He might give you a leg up. This could be him later introducing you to this person, who's going to make all these be a part of all this wonderful stuff that could happen for you. But I feel like they know each other. If they're friends, they're a couple, they're business partnerships, they're close. And they're in a good way. So they're a good model for you regardless, you know. If this is a love relationship, like we were talking before, maybe this is your ex and this is your new love or whatever, this could just be like his father, or his father raised him right, you know, and they're still close, you know, it could be like that. More I'm feeling really equals. Maybe that's his business part. I'm feeling really strong like on business part, or they're in the same line of work or the same business, or, you know, that this is a connection he has, but they're really friends too. It's not just like a name dropping thing, like, oh, I can get you a meeting with so and so, blah blah blah. It's like, you know, no, we really are good friends, and I really believe in you. This guy's inspiring, whether he just believes in you or he just has shown the path. Because sometimes if you see somebody else do it, then it's like, well, gosh, if they did it, I think I can do it too. And he definitely has gone his own way. He marched to his own beat of his own drummer. And I keep saying he, because the card's a male, but maybe it's a girl. Maybe he moved out of your small town and got to the big city and was a big success, and now he's got some big shot friends. But if that's the case, he doesn't come off like, oh, I've got these big shot friends, I'm such a big shot. It's like, no, he's still cool. And you know, often that's the case though too. People who have really made it in life, they're the most congenial and the most gregarious and the most, you know, kind and everything like that. And that's the vibe I get off of him, you know. And even though he does hang with this guy or they're buddies or they've partnered up, it's all cool and it's all good. And you're worthy of standing among them. You're worthy of standing among them. You don't have to be whatever this guy or whoever's trying to make you be. And you don't have to prove anything to this person. They're never going to get it, okay? So why waste your energy? They don't get it. Time to let that go. Time to be open for new paths. Be inspired. Don't make excuses like, well, he got away, but he didn't have this, blah, 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 blah. You know, okay, well, it was easy for him because of da, 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 da. No, he just decided he was going to do it, and he did it. Okay, and that's what it's about. You don't have to stay in this lower vibration, because it seems like it's this ongoing thing, whatever. If this is the same guy young and old, or if this is the guy and his kid, you know, I don't know. But it seems like it's the same vibe, and it does seem like it's just getting old. Like we've just beat this to death. Isn't it time we just release it already? And then boom, look at this, beautiful. And you have, you know, this also points up here. Time to let that go. You've got all these spirit cards too. You've got the Judgment and the Star. These are two big time higher forces are at work here. Your spirit guides are tapping you on the shoulder there. Hey, wake up, look. Stop beating a dead horse here with this one, because it's going nowhere. And look at some other things that are going on. But definitely this is so strong. I want to keep going up to him. So you're inspired by him, or he got out, or he did it. And somehow you relate to his story. And it might even be your hometown or your brother or whoever. It might just be some story you just read about that inspires you, of some other person that you never met and never will even. But you're just inspired by them. And there will be help there. There will be people there that are going to be helpful to you. Those two kings, that couple down there, those two people. All right, so let's take a look. Yeah, actually, I've started designing my own animal totem deck, and I've been working on it like crazy. I'm just so into it. You know, but that's how that goes. You can slow down later, but so I don't want to put any projection on when I'll be able to get it out there. But it's coming. But for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and use these cards we've been using, this Ted Andrews deck, to pull the animal totem for Taurus. Hummingbird. Ooh, good one. I know hummingbird means love, but this says joy, dreams, and accomplishments for hummingbird. Yeah, so that's a really good card. And as always, if you're interested, go ahead and look it up on your own. I'll be right back with my interpretation, so don't go away. Hummingbirds are a sign of love and joy and tasting the nectar of life. If you spy a hummingbird, it is a sure sign that love is on the way. They are vibrating at a higher level and have a strong connection to the fairy realm. When you see a hummingbird, you can be sure that the wee folk are near. Hummingbirds live from the nectar of flowers, and it is important to taste the nectar in your life. Also, you may benefit from Bach flower remedies or aromatherapy. Okay, before we go, don't forget to check out all my other channels, including the VV Creative Shorts and the kids channel, Learning Song for Kids with the Green Glen, and check out some of my art that I do, the Tapestry of Life mandalas, which is art created from your chart, and also I've been doing these the wire art, which is also created from your chart. Both make great gifts. If you go on my main page and look under the About section, you can find links to everything. Don't forget, if you're learning to read tarot with this, the Tarot in the Modern World is my book. It's very easy to understand. This could be a good companion if you're watching these videos to learn how to read tarot. And I'm recording this in mid-December. Until the end of the year, I'm going to be doing this year ahead video reading I've been doing, and you know, lots of people have been interested in it. I'm going to till the end of December it'll be available. If you order it, know that you're going to get this email from YouTube. So you got to watch your mailbox for YouTube, and be sure that you are you know, that your email is correct on your PayPal. always, when ordering a reading or anything, because that's the only way I have to get a hold of you, okay? And so for me to notify you about anything, scheduling the readings, whatever I'm going to do, sending you charts, I need to have your accurate email, so always make sure that that's up to date. Remember, everybody, that you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a happy 2015. Thank you for everything, all your support with my artwork and the channel and sharing the videos and liking and donating. I mean, the donations really do come in handy, because it takes a long time to do all these videos. I'm not bitching about it, but I'm just saying, no, I'm just saying that I appreciate it so much, all the people who do donate, and some that donate on a regular basis as well. Okay, well, thank you so much, and have a great year, and I'll talk to you soon.